Hi and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a sort of unboxing video, and just to let everybody know, this is the first time I've done one of these, but I wanted to introduce this here, the Elegoo Centauri Carbon 2 combo. As far as I'm aware, it's not yet released in Europe and America, but because I'm fortunate enough to be living in Indonesia, I've managed to get one of these. And I may be the first person in Indonesia to have one. There is an official site for these, and it looks like I'm the only person that's bought one yet. Now, as you can see on the side here, it's got a tick here for China. So US, EU, UK, Australia, I don't know what BR is, South Africa, Argentina. So this one is ticked for China only. So what I'm going to do now is try and open it up for you, and let's see what happens. I've got to add as well, actually, this is, the whole thing is quite heavy, so I'm expecting something quite substantial in here. Instruction book for putting it together, all in Chinese. So I may have to do a bit of translating on that one. Also, again, in Chinese. And inside the box we have various pieces of packaging, so I'll be just getting rid of those. Another one. Then we have some corner pieces. This is very well packed. And hopefully, yes. Oh. Okay, what it looks like I'll have to do now is to get this out of the box. Okay, it's out of the box. It wasn't the easiest thing, really tight fit, and it was packaged very well around all four sides, so I had to turn the box on its side and just slide it out. Now, as you can see, this is what is now showing on the top. So I'm going to remove this part. Rubbish, and then we can stand it up. Now we're looking at the front. So again, I don't know what I'm doing yet, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to take the parts out of here and then have a read of the instruction manual and then see how I can put this together. And the door is open. Now I have got this up here, but I'm not sure whether it is supposed to come out. So somewhere else. Okay, this looks to be the main control panel. I have a toolkit here. Looks like screwdrivers, some grease, Allen keys, and various screws. Now I think somehow this has got to come out of here, and I don't know how. Okay, first mistake. Even though it was in Chinese, if I'd actually looked at this, it would have told me how to get all the top packaging off, and then how to remove all the packaging and put the essential parts on. I didn't read it. Now I had to read it to get it out. So I'll put these again to one side. Just to go through what is in the toolkit itself. Okay, USB stick. Some grease. And then we have a flathead and cross-point screwdriver. And various sizes of Allen keys. Put them back in there for now. So some screws. FM312, 2 pieces. And it says PM3, 8, 2 pieces. Well, there is 4 in there. So, okay. We also have something here which just says PA310, 2 pieces. There is something else in the packaging, which I'll find out what that is later. Sample PLA. And some sort of clip, which I'm not sure what that is yet. We will find out someone. And for cleaning the nozzle. So now, having read the instructions, it's quite easy once you've taken the top piece off to then take out what is inside here. I'm just going to put it to one side for the moment. And there is some additional packaging in here to be removed. Okay, that looks empty. Now to discover what is in this box. We have the tubes for feeding filament. This one, I believe, may be for waste filament. I'm not sure. Some type of data cable. A box with I believe this is for mounting the rolls on the side of the cabinet. I believe this is for putting the filament tubes into. and an assortment of screws. Also, we have a standard kettle type power adapter. Unfortunately, it's this type of plug, but I do have others, so I'll be swapping that over. This part, I believe, is what goes on the top after fitting this on top. A little bit more packaging. So we have 4 of these for mounting the spools. 3, 4. And these are actually all numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And also, as you can see on the side here, there's a number 1 here, and a number 2, a number 3, and a number 4. So I'll be putting them in the right place, I hope. And also we have one other little thing. I believe this is what Elegoo call the canvas. And this, I believe, mounts on the top of the cabinet. And one other thing here. Okay, this is the Elegoo canvas. As you can see, it's RFID. So if you buy spools of material that have RFID, you just need to scan them and it will automatically detect what material and what color. And a little bit more packaging, again. And then everything that this was stored in, I believe eventually this goes up here somewhere, whichever way, this way I believe, because then the filaments will be down here, and I believe this goes on here somewhere. So that's it for now. I'm going to have a read of the instructions on how to assemble it, and once I get started, I'll be back to you. Okay, I've had to change the way that the camera is set up at the moment, so my wonderful niece Clara is holding the camera, and I'm going to be moving around and trying to follow me on what I'm doing. Another mistake. You see this? This is the USB drive that came with the kit. Now, if you actually plug that in, you will find a manual in there. Unfortunately, it is still in Chinese, but I believe it's probably possible to put it into a translate program and then translate to English. Nevertheless, what I've managed to do here is to go through the manual and put the screws with the various pieces that need to be assembled. Because even though the manual was in Chinese, the text, you could still read the figures for which screws should go with which piece. So what I'm going to start with first is to open this up. If you want to have a look here. And you will see down here, there are 3 stabilizing screws. So this is not going to move at the moment. So what I have to do is remove these 3 silver screws. Just find the right Allen key for that. And it's bigger than that. Probably that one. Yep. Okay, quite tight. So that's the type of screws that are in there. we're not going to be needing those again. And one down here. And the second one. And the final one. Okay, that's those three removed. And looking at my manual again. So we are now going to assemble control panel. And to do that, we remove this sticky bit here. Not the easiest. It's got a protective cover on as well. And then we pull this out a little bit. Trying to assemble in here. Not sure how far this comes out. But just to try and get it in here. Okay, a bit fiddly, but okay, it does go in quite easily. And push this back in. Find the holes, and then push down, and that's that assembled. We'll take the protective cover off afterwards. So the next thing we're going to assemble is this bit. I still believe that that's something to do with the collection. And actually, I've just noticed, wondering what that was there. There is one in there, so perhaps that's a spare. And then this just drops in here. Clicks nicely. And then we have FM3 times 12, 2 pieces. PM3 times 8, 2 pieces. Now the longer ones, the 12, actually go in the top, so I notice. So we'll now install those. So that's the two longest ones in the top. And hopefully I've got the right size this time. I'll do them up a little more at the end. I'll put the bottom ones in first. Just getting those holes lined up. Where are they? These are extremely fiddly. What I realized is when I tried to put the top ones in, obviously I didn't have it lined up properly. So I'll do those again. Okay, finally, these are done. Extremely awkward. They're actually quite long, and there's a lot of thread to go down, so it's very difficult just getting this here in that angle, and then the last part you just got to be doing around like this, so it takes a long time. Okay, next we have the RFID unit, and that's going to be fit on here like this. I'll do it in a moment. And to affix that, we have PM38 3 pieces, and it is actually labeled up canvas as well. So I'll try and look a little bit more professional doing it this time here. I think once I get one of these on, I won't have to be holding the whole thing. Yeah, okay. And second one. And one in the bottom, that's number 3. Okay. And the next part it's asking us to do to put this nozzle. Okay, so first we have to move this gantry this way as far as we can go. And then if you can just see here, this is going to go on here, but unfortunately, that means you have to remove these 2 screws, pull out this plug so that you can access the screws there. A bit of a pain, but here we go. And that's a smaller one again. Be careful not to drop these. Okay, let's try and get this up. Okay, so I've just left those screws in there for the moment. Hopefully they don't fall out. And then this is going to drop in here. And then we'll be using MPM3 2 pieces. Okay, not the easiest of things to negotiate. Okay, there's one going in. And hopefully the second one will be a little bit easier. Okay, good. So now we can see they're both in. And now we can drop this back in. Nice. And then just redo these screws up. I can see why they didn't put this on before, obviously, because it will be protruding above the top of the casing. So they would have to improve the packaging to accommodate that. So that's fine. Okay, next step. Mount the filament holders. Now, they have to be on here, but I'm not sure at the moment which way around they're supposed to go. It's not clear. Ah, okay, this way around here. Where I think like this. I'm sure we'll find out. And then we also now we have HM3 14 8 pieces. Now, hopefully we can make this a little bit easier this time. And the second one. So I've got this on the lowest tension, so we should be fine. And same again. Trying to get them the same way. I'm not sure it matters, but we'll find out. Now, as for this side, I'm not sure whether they're supposed to be opposite or the same. There's no real clue. So I'm going to do them opposite. That way, if I get it wrong, I only have to undo 2 again. And then, as mentioned earlier, all of these are numbered. So this is number 4. So hopefully, just slides on there like that. And number 2. And number 1. And number 3. Done. Next is to install the tubes. Now, I think this is probably going to be a little bit of an issue. Because it does not tell you which tube on here, let's go from there into that one. So I don't know which is which, and I don't know whether it matters. Another thing I'll probably find out later. So this should be relatively straightforward. Push them down. And push them in. They're feeling quite stiff at the moment. And number 3. Like I say, it doesn't tell you which one is which, so I don't really know. And because we've got all this little mess up here, we can use these little clips to hold them all in one place. Something like that. Move them up a bit more. See how that goes. Okay, so I believe we just have another step here, which is data cable. It's 4 on one end and a 4 on another. And they look exactly the same, but there's a little 4 hole here, the clip facing to the right hand side, and then here there's a clip to the left hand side. So, and with that. So the only thing left now is the cover. So we have some, which way to go? It's not like that. Okay, let's have a look at the manual. As you can see, there's little runners on here. So that rather neatly slots like that and clips into place. And then our final step should be to drop the lid on. Okay, there we are. Not the easiest of things, but it's put together now. So what I'll be doing is I'll be finishing this video here because that covers the assembly part of it, and then I will try and find what information that I can, and then my next video will be switching it on and seeing what it can do. Thank you. Well, of course, I forgot to say, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments or any questions, please put them on the video and I'll see if I can get back to you and answer them as best I can. Thank you.